Ladies and gentlemen, have you ever felt like you're putting in the effort but not seeing the results? Like you're running on a treadmill, expending energy but staying in the same place? Let me tell you something, most people fail in life not because they don't work hard, but because they major in minor things. And think about it, the average person is overwhelmed by a to-do list full of tasks that, in the grand scheme of life, are irrelevant. They spend hours perfecting details that don't matter, checking off boxes that lead nowhere, and chasing distractions disguised as opportunities. And then they wonder why success feels out of reach. The truth is, success is not about doing more things, it's about doing the right things. It's about identifying what truly matters in your life, your business, your relationships, and focusing your energy like a laser. Why? Because your time is limited. Time is your most valuable non-renewable resource. Every minute spent on a minor task is a minute stolen from your dreams. Ask yourself, am I spending my days on the urgent or the important? Am I living in reaction mode or creation mode? The problem for most of us is distraction. We live in a world where everything screams for our attention. Emails, notifications, social media, all these minor things pull us in 1,000 directions. But remember this, what you focus on expands. Focus on the noise and your life will be noisy. Focus on your vision and your life will be visionary. High achievers understand one thing, leverage. They don't waste their energy on tasks that don't align with their vision. They look for the few key moves, the ones that create exponential results. They don't just ask, what do I need to do? They ask, what will create the greatest impact? It starts with clarity, clarity, clarity is power. When you know exactly what you want, you stop being seduced by the unimportant. You become ruthless in prioritizing your time, your energy, and your focus. And finally, let me leave you with this. Success is not accidental, it's a result of deliberate choices. Every day, ask yourself, is this action moving me closer to my ultimate vision, or am I just staying busy? Because activity is not the same as productivity. So I challenge you, stop majoring in minor things. Break free from the trap of small thinking. Focus on what truly matters. Because when you do, life doesn't just get better, it transforms. Imagine pouring your heart and soul into building a sandcastle on the shore only to watch it washed away by the tide. The effort was real, the intention was sincere, but the foundation was never solid. This is the reality for so many people. They're working hard, pouring their time and energy into something, yet failing to see the results they desire because they're focused on the wrong things. The danger of misplaced focus is not just about wasting time, it's about misaligning your life with your true potential. When you focus on minor tasks or distractions, you're not just delaying success, you're creating a habit of settling for mediocrity. This misplaced energy becomes a cycle. A trap that keeps you stuck in the same patterns year after year. People often mistake being busy for being productive. They check emails, attend endless meetings, or obsess over trivial details. These activities might feel like progress, but they're often just noise. They're a way of feeling accomplished without actually moving closer to the goals that matter. The tragedy is that this false sense of productivity gives a temporary satisfaction while robbing you of real fulfillment. The mind is a powerful tool, but it also has a finite capacity. If you fill it with minor concerns, what others think insignificant tasks, or chasing distractions, you leave no room for the bigger picture. Focus is a form of investment. When you scatter your attention across trivialities, you dilute its power. On the other hand, when you channel it toward meaningful pursuits, the returns are exponential. But why do people fall into the trap of misplaced focus? Often it's fear of tackling the bigger challenges, fear of stepping out of the comfort zone, fear of failure. It's easier to stay busy with small tasks than to face the vulnerability of pursuing something significant. Yet this avoidance comes at a steep cost. The years slip by, and with them, the opportunities to live a life of purpose and impact. The truth is, what you focus on becomes your reality. If you spend your days worrying about things you can't control, that worry becomes your life. If you focus on problems, those problems will consume you. But if you shift your focus to solutions, opportunities, and growth, you'll create a life of progress and fulfillment. To avoid the pitfall of misplaced focus, you must regularly ask yourself, is this worth my energy? Is this taking me closer to the life I want to create? If the answer is no, then you must have the courage to let it go. Focus is not just about choosing what to do, it's also about choosing what not to do. Life is too short to invest in things that don't matter. It's time to stop building sandcastles and start building legacies. It's time to shift your focus to the things that truly align with your purpose, because where your focus goes, your life flows. Clarity and purpose are the twin forces that transform ordinary effort into extraordinary outcomes. Without clarity, life becomes a maze, confusing, overwhelming, and repetitive. Without purpose, even the clearest path lacks meaning. Together, they serve as a compass and a map, guiding you through challenges and toward a life of fulfillment. Clarity begins with self-awareness. It's the ability to understand what truly matters to you, beyond the noise of societal expectations, peer pressure, or fleeting desires. When you're unclear, everything seems equally important. You spend your days reacting to what's in front of you, jumping from one task to another, hoping that busyness will somehow lead to progress. But clarity changes everything. It allows you to cut through the fog and see what's essential. It empowers you to say no to distractions so you can say yes to your deepest priorities. Purpose is the why behind clarity. It's the driving force that fuels your actions and keeps you moving forward when the road gets tough. Purpose gives meaning to the sacrifices, the late nights, and the hard work. It's what keeps you resilient in the face of setbacks, because you know you're not just working toward a goal, you're fulfilling a mission. When you combine clarity with purpose, you unlock a level of focus and determination that most people never experience. Decisions become easier because you're guided by a clear vision of what you want and why it matters. You stop chasing shiny objects or comparing yourself to others because your path is uniquely yours. The lack of clarity and purpose is one of the greatest obstacles to success. People spend years climbing a ladder only to realize it was leaning against the wrong wall. They achieve what society calls success, but feel empty inside because their achievements don't align with their core values or passions. This is why clarity and purpose are not luxuries, they are necessities. Without them, even the greatest accomplishments can feel hollow. Achieving clarity and purpose requires deep introspection. It's not about finding quick answers, it's about asking the right questions. What do I truly want? What kind of legacy do I want to leave? What would make me feel alive, even if it's challenging? The answers to these questions are your roadmap, and once you have them, everything else begins to align. But clarity and purpose are not static, they evolve as you grow. It's important to revisit your vision regularly, refining and recalibrating as needed. Life is dynamic, and your clarity must adapt to keep you aligned with your true self. When you operate with clarity and purpose, your energy becomes magnetic. You attract the right people, opportunities, and resources because your focus is unwavering. Challenges don't derail you, they strengthen you. The doubt doesn't paralyze you, it motivates you to seek answers. Ultimately, clarity and purpose are what separate a busy life from a meaningful one. They are the foundation of true success, not just achieving goals, but creating a life that feels rich, fulfilling, and aligned with who you are meant to be. When you have clarity and purpose, you don't just live, you thrive. Time is the one resource that every human being receives in equal measure. Regardless of your background, your wealth, or your circumstances, you have the same 24 hours in a day as everyone else. Yet, how you choose to spend those hours determines the trajectory of your life. Unlike money, which can be earned, saved, or invested, time is finite. Once a moment is gone, it can never be reclaimed. This is why time is your most valuable asset. It's the currency of your life. Many people underestimate the value of time because it seems abundant. When you're young, the days feel long and the years seem endless. But as life progresses, you begin to realize how fleeting time truly is. The years pass in a blink, and suddenly you're left wondering where all that time went. The danger lies in this failing to recognize time's value until it's almost too late. Every minute you spend is an investment, whether consciously or unconsciously. The question is, are you investing in things that yield meaningful returns? Or are you wasting your time on activities that don't move you closer to your goals? Time spent scrolling through social media, procrastinating, or engaging in activities that don't serve your higher purpose is time lost forever. And the cost of that wasted time isn't just the hours themselves, it's the opportunities they could have created. Successful people understand this. They treat time with respect, using it intentionally and strategically. They don't just ask, how can I fill my day? They ask, what actions will make the biggest impact? They focus on leverage, doing the things that create the greatest value in the least amount of time. But respecting time doesn't mean working nonstop. It means prioritizing what truly matters. It's about identifying the activities that align with your values, your goals, and your vision. It's about being present in the moment, whether you're working on a career milestone, spending time with loved ones, or investing in self-care. The truth is, every day you're making a choice about how you spend your time. You're either building a life that excites you or letting time slip through your fingers. Think about this: if someone stole money from your wallet, you'd be furious. But when time is wasted, whether through distractions, indecision, or lack of focus, it's easy to overlook. Yet time is infinitely more valuable than money, because you can always earn more money, but you can never earn back lost time. One of the biggest mistakes people make is believing they'll have time later to pursue their dreams, later to spend with their family, later to take care of their health. But later is not guaranteed. The only time you truly have is now. This is why it's crucial to guard your time fiercely, eliminate distractions, say no to commitments that don't align with your priorities, delegate tasks that don't require your personal attention, and most importantly, schedule time for the things that matter most to you. Treat your time like the precious asset it is, because every second you spend is a piece of your life you'll never get back. When you start valuing your time, your life transforms. You begin to focus on quality over quantity. You stop doing things out of obligation and start living with intention. You create space for the things that truly matter. And as a result, you experience deeper fulfillment and greater success. The reality is, time is not just your most valuable asset, it's your most irreplaceable one. Every moment is a gift, and how you use it is up to you. So don't wait. Start treating your time with the respect it deserves. Because when you do, you'll not only achieve more, you'll live more. Time is the ultimate equalizer. It doesn't discriminate. It is given to everyone in the same daily allotment of 24 hours. But what makes time unique is its irreplaceable nature. Unlike money, possessions, or opportunities, time cannot be saved, earned back, or replenished. Once a moment passes, it's gone forever. This is why time is not just valuable, it is priceless. Understanding this truth is the foundation of living a purposeful and fulfilling life. The challenge with time is that its value is often overlooked. When something feels abundant, it's easy to take it for granted. People waste hours, days, and even years on things that don't matter, assuming there will always be more time to focus on their true priorities later. But life doesn't work that way. The clock is always ticking, and each second that slips by is one you'll never get back. The cost of wasted time isn't just lost productivity, it's lost potential, lost opportunities, and ultimately lost dreams. I think about the decisions you make each day. How many of them are driven by intention, and how many are driven by habit or distraction? The truth is, we live in a world that's designed to steal our time. Social media platforms are engineered to keep us scrolling. Notifications and endless emails pull us in every direction. And before we know it, hours are gone, leaving us with nothing meaningful to show for them. But it's not just external distractions that rob us of time. It's also internal choices, procrastination, indecision, and the tendency to prioritize what's urgent over what's important. These behaviors create the illusion of busyness while stealing time from what truly matters. Imagine this: if someone were to hand you a bank account with a daily deposit of $86,400, but told you that any unused amount would disappear at the end of the day. How carefully would you spend it? That's exactly how time works. Every day you're given 86,400 seconds to use as you see fit. What you don't use wisely is gone forever, and there's no way to carry it over. The key to mastering time is recognizing its finite nature and treating it as your most precious resource. This means becoming intentional about how you spend it. It starts with identifying your priorities, what truly matters to you in the long run. Is it your career, your health, your relationships, your personal growth? Once you're clear on your priorities, you can begin to align your time with them. This alignment requires discipline. It means saying no to things that don't serve your purpose, even if they seem appealing in the moment. It means setting boundaries to protect your focus from distractions. It means learning to delegate, automate, or eliminate tasks that don't require your direct attention. And perhaps most importantly, it means recognizing the difference between being busy and being effective. Time management isn't about cramming more activities into your day. It's about making space for the things that matter most. It's about being fully present in each moment, whether you're working on a goal, spending time with loved ones, or simply enjoying a moment of rest. When you honor your time, you honor your life. One of the greatest tragedies is to reach the end of your life and realize you spent too much time on things that didn't matter. Regret often stems not from what we did, but from what we didn't do. The missed opportunities, the relationships left unattended, the dreams we were too afraid or too distracted to pursue, these are the things that haunt us when time runs out. The beauty of time, however, is that while you can't control how much you have, you can control how you use it. Every moment is an opportunity to choose differently, to shift your focus from the trivial to the meaningful, to invest your time in ways that create lasting value. Ultimately, your life is a reflection of how you spend your time. If you treat it carelessly, it will slip through your fingers. But if you treat it with intention and respect, it becomes the foundation for a life of purpose, impact, and fulfillment. Time is your most valuable asset. Cherish it, protect it, and use it wisely. Because when you do, you're not just making the most of your days, you're making the most of your life. We live in a time unlike any other in human history, a time where the sheer volume of information and stimuli is unprecedented. This era of hyperconnectivity has brought incredible opportunities, but it has also unleashed an epidemic of distractions. The very tools designed to enhance our lives, smartphones, social media, endless apps, are the same ones that are stealing our most precious resource, focus. This distraction epidemic is one of the greatest challenges to achieving success and fulfillment in the modern world. Distractions are not just an inconvenience, they are a silent thief. They steal minutes, hours, and even years, often without us realizing the true cost. The problem isn't just the immediate time lost when you check your phone or scroll through social media. It's the deeper, more insidious effect. Distractions break your focus and pull you away from the work that truly matters. Every time your attention is interrupted, it takes significant mental energy to refocus, and the quality of your output diminishes. The rise of technology has amplified this epidemic. Social media platforms, for example, are built to capture and hold your attention. They are designed with algorithms that keep you engaged, scrolling, and consuming for as long as possible. Notifications, likes, and comments create a dopamine-driven feedback loop that rewards you for staying plugged in. What begins as a quick check often spirals into minutes or hours lost to the digital vortex. But it's not just technology that distracts us. Distractions come in many forms: overcommitment, cluttered environments, negative relationships, and even our own thoughts. The constant bombardment of options and stimuli leaves us in a state of perpetual reaction, jumping from one thing to the next without taking the time to pause and reflect. We become so busy responding to life that we forget to live it intentionally. This epidemic of distraction comes at a cost, and the price is steep. Creativity suffers when the mind is never allowed the stillness it needs to wander and innovate. Relationships become strained when devices steal attention that should be given to loved ones. Personal growth stagnates when time meant for reflection or learning is consumed by noise. And perhaps most tragically, dreams are deferred or abandoned entirely because the energy required to pursue them is drained by distractions. One of the most damaging aspects of distractions is their subtlety. They rarely feel significant in the moment. A quick glance at your phone, a 5-minute social media scroll, a decision to watch one more episode, they seem harmless on their own. But compounded over days, months, and years, these small distractions amount to a massive loss of potential. Imagine how different your life could look if all those stolen moments were reinvested into meaningful work, personal growth, or deep connections. The antidote to distraction is intentionality. It begins with awareness, recognizing how distractions show up in your life and the ways they derail your focus. Ask yourself, what are the biggest distractions I face daily? How much time do I lose to them? And what could I achieve if I reclaimed that time? Awareness is the first step in breaking free from the distraction trap. Once you're aware, you must take action. This means setting boundaries to protect your focus. Turn off unnecessary notifications. Create designated times for checking emails or social media rather than letting them interrupt your flow throughout the day. Design your environment to minimize distractions, whether it's decluttering your workspace or using tools that block digital interruptions. It's also essential to train your mind. Distractions often exploit a lack of discipline or clarity. When you don't have a clear sense of what's most important, it's easy to let your attention drift. But when you know your priorities and have a compelling vision for your life, distractions lose their power. Purpose and focus act as shields against the noise, helping you stay anchored to what truly matters. Finally, remember that not all distractions come from external sources. Internal distractions such as self-doubt, fear, or overthinking can be just as damaging. Cultivating mindfulness through practices like meditation or journaling can help you quiet your inner noise and stay present. The distraction epidemic is a modern plague, but it's not an unbeatable one. The key is to reclaim your focus, protect your time, and invest your energy in what truly moves the needle in your life. Imagine the clarity, productivity, and fulfillment you could experience if you weren't constantly pulled in 100 directions. Imagine the dreams you could achieve, the relationships you could deepen, and the impact you could make if you broke free from the grip of distractions. Your attention is one of the most valuable resources you have. Guard it fiercely. Because in a world where everyone and everything is vying for it, the ability to focus on what truly matters is not just a skill, it's a superpower. The idea of leverage versus effort is a fundamental principle that separates those who achieve extraordinary results from those who work hard but remain stuck in mediocrity. Effort by itself is not enough to guarantee success. You can work tirelessly, pouring hours into a task, but if your effort isn't amplified by leverage, you're operating at a fraction of your potential. Leverage is the multiplier that transforms raw effort into massive outcomes, allowing you to achieve more with less time and energy. Effort is important. It builds discipline, character, and resilience. But the truth is, effort alone is not sustainable. You have limited time, energy, and resources, and if your only strategy is to work harder, you will eventually hit a wall. This is why so many people feel burned out or stuck despite their best intentions. They're putting in the hours, but they're not seeing the results they want because they're not leveraging their effort effectively. Leverage, on the other hand, is about finding the tools, systems, or strategies that maximize the impact of your actions, about working smarter, not just harder. Think of leverage as a seesaw. With the right fulcrum point, you can lift something far heavier than your own strength. In life and business, leverage allows you to multiply your output without multiplying your input. One of the simplest forms of leverage is time. Imagine you have a task that takes 1 hour to complete. If you delegate that task to someone else, you've just freed up an hour to focus on higher value activities. That's leverage. Instead of spending your time on low impact tasks, you're using it to drive meaningful progress toward your goals. Another powerful form of leverage is technology. Tools and automation can take repetitive or time-consuming tasks and handle them at scale. For example, an email marketing campaign that reaches thousands of people with the click of a button is a perfect example of leveraging technology. It's not just about saving time, it's about amplifying the reach and impact of your efforts. Relationships and networks are another key area of leverage. Who you know and the connections you cultivate can open doors that effort alone cannot. A single introduction to the right person can shortcut years of trial and error. Successful people understand this and invest time in building meaningful relationships, knowing that these connections often provide opportunities far greater than they could create on their own. Knowledge is another critical form of leverage. Learning from others' experiences, reading books or attending training sessions can save you years of mistakes. You don't have to reinvent the wheel every time. You can stand on the shoulders of those who have already succeeded. The insights and strategies you gain become tools that make your effort exponentially more effective. However, leveraging effort doesn't mean avoiding work or taking shortcuts. It's about being strategic with where and how you apply your energy. It requires clarity about what truly matters. If you don't know your priorities, you might leverage the wrong activities, amplifying effort in areas that don't bring meaningful results. This is why alignment is so critical. Leverage only works when it's applied to the right goals. The challenge many people face is that they equate effort with value. They believe that working harder makes them more deserving of success. And as a result, they resist using leverage because it feels like cheating. But the truth is, success doesn't come from effort alone, it comes from results. If leveraging your time, skills, or resources can produce better outcomes, then it's not only smart, it's essential. To fully embrace leverage, you need to shift your mindset. Start by asking yourself, what are the activities in my life or business that generate the most value? How can I amplify these? Then look for ways to delegate, automate, or streamline the rest. This process might feel uncomfortable at first, especially if you're used to doing everything yourself, but it's the only way to scale your efforts and make meaningful progress. Leverage is not just about efficiency, it's about freedom. It allows you to reclaim your time so you can focus on what matters most, whether that's pursuing your passions, spending time with loved ones, or scaling your business. It frees you from the grind of doing everything manually and gives you the space to think bigger and act more strategically. Effort will always be a critical part of success, but effort without leverage is like trying to climb a mountain with a heavy backpack. Leverage lightens the load, giving you the tools and strategies to reach the summit faster and with less strength. When you learn to combine effort with leverage, you unlock a level of potential that few ever realize. It's not about working harder, it's about working smarter with focus, intention, and the right tools by your side. The way you think shapes the way you live. Your mindset, your core beliefs, attitudes, and mental habits determines how you perceive the world, respond to challenges, and ultimately the outcomes you achieve. It's not your circumstances, talents, or resources that dictate your success. It's your mindset. This fundamental truth has been proven time and time and time again. Your inner world creates your outer world. A mindset is more than just a collection of thoughts. It's a lens through which you interpret every experience, opportunity, and obstacle. Two people can face the exact same situation but respond in vastly different ways simply because their mindsets differ. One sees setbacks as insurmountable failures, while the other sees them as stepping stones for growth. This difference doesn't just affect how they feel, it directly impacts what they do and what they achieve. At its core, mindset is a choice. You can't always control what happens to you, but you can control how you respond. This is the power of mindset. It allows you to transform difficulties into opportunities, limitations into possibilities, and dreams into realities. The most successful people in the world are not those who avoid challenges. They are the ones who embrace them with a mindset that says, I will figure this out. One of the most transformative shifts you can make is moving from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset. A fixed mindset assumes that your abilities, intelligence, and potential are static, that you're either born with talent or you're not. This belief creates fear of failure because failure is seen as a reflection of your inherent worth. A growth mindset, on the other hand, views abilities as malleable, something that can be developed through effort, learning, and persistence. With a growth mindset, failure is not the end, it's feedback, a necessary step on the journey to mastery. When you adopt a growth mindset, you stop fearing challenges and start seeking them out. You understand that every obstacle is an opportunity to learn, grow, and improve. This perspective fuels resilience because you know that setbacks are temporary and within your power to overcome. It also fosters innovation because you're willing to take risks and experiment without being paralyzed by the fear of making mistakes. Mindset also determines how you handle success. With a fixed mindset, success can feel fragile. You worry about losing it, being exposed as a fraud, or reaching a plateau. But with a growth mindset, success is just a milestone, a sign of progress on a lifelong journey of improvement. You celebrate it, learn from it, and use it as motivation to keep moving forward. Another critical aspect of mindset is belief. What you believe about yourself, others, in the world shapes your reality. If you believe that opportunities are scarce, you'll act out of fear and scarcity, missing chances to grow. If you believe that the world is abundant, you'll approach life with confidence and generosity, attracting more of what you want. Similarly, if you believe in your own potential, you'll take bold actions to realize it. But if you doubt yourself, you'll hesitate, procrastinate, and hold yourself back. Mindset doesn't just influence your actions, it also influences your energy and emotions. A positive, empowered mindset generates enthusiasm, creativity, and perseverance. It keeps you moving forward, even when the path is unclear. A negative, limiting mindset, on the other hand, drains your energy and leaves you stuck in fear, doubt, or apathy. Shifting your mindset isn't always easy and requires self-awareness, intentional effort, and willingness to challenge long-held beliefs, but it's one of the most powerful changes you can make. Start by paying attention to your thoughts. What stories are you telling yourself about your abilities, your potential, or your circumstances? Are they empowering you or holding you back? Next, reframe negative thoughts into positive, constructive ones. Instead of saying, I can't do this, ask, how can I learn to do this? Instead of viewing problems as insurmountable, see them as puzzles to solve. Over time, this shift in perspective will become a habit, and your default mindset will become one of growth and possibility. Finally, surround yourself with people, environments, and experiences that reinforce the mindset you want to cultivate. Mindsets are contagious. If you spend time with people who are positive, ambitious, and solution-oriented, their energy will rub off on you. If you immerse yourself in environments that challenge and inspire you, your mindset will naturally expand. Your mindset is the foundation of your life. It determines how high you aim, how hard you work, and how well you persevere. It influences your relationships, your achievements, and your happiness. The most extraordinary transformations don't happen from external changes. They happen when you shift your mindset. When you believe in your potential, embrace challenges, and approach life with curiosity and resilience, you unlock the power to create outcomes that once seemed impossible. In the end, your mindset is your most powerful tool. Cultivate it, nurture it, and guard it fiercely because it's the key to unlocking your greatest potential. Mastering the art of prioritization is one of the most critical skills you can develop if you want to live a life of purpose, productivity, and impact. Time and energy are finite, but the demands on them are infinite. Every day you face countless tasks, obligations, and distractions vying for your attention. Without clear priorities, it's easy to become overwhelmed, scattered, and unproductive. Prioritization isn't just about getting things done, it's about getting the right things done. The first step in mastering prioritization is understanding that not all tasks are created equal. Some tasks have a high impact on your goals and long-term success, while others, although urgent or seemingly important, contribute little to the bigger picture. The key is to separate the essential from the trivial. This requires clarity about what truly matters to you. What are your core values? What are your most important goals? What kind of life do you want to build? Without this clarity, prioritization becomes a guessing game. One of the most powerful tools for prioritization is the Pareto principle, also known as the 80/20 rule. It states that 80% of your results come from 20% of your efforts. This means that a small fraction of your activities drives the majority of your success. Your job is to identify those high-impact activities and focus your energy on them. Ask yourself, what are the few actions I can take today that will have the greatest impact on my goals? By consistently focusing on these critical tasks, you amplify your productivity and make meaningful progress. Another essential aspect of prioritization is learning to distinguish between urgency and importance. Urgent tasks demand immediate attention. They shout loudly and can make you feel like they're the most critical things to address. But urgency doesn't always equal importance. Many urgent tasks are trivial in the grand scheme of things. On the other hand, important tasks may not feel pressing, but they are the ones that are values, move you closer to your goals, and create lasting impact. The ability to prioritize important tasks over merely urgent ones is a hallmark of effective leadership and personal mastery. To prioritize effectively, you also need to confront one of the biggest obstacles to prioritization, the inability to say no. Every time you say yes to something, you're saying no to something else. This is why saying yes indiscriminately is so dangerous. It fills your schedule with commitments that may not align with your priorities. Learning to say no is not about being rude or unhelpful. It's about protecting your time and energy for what matters most. When you say no to distractions and low-value tasks, you're saying yes to your goals, your growth, and your purpose. One of the most effective ways to prioritize is to plan your day, week, and even your year around your key goals. Take time at the start of each day to identify the top 3 tasks that will have the greatest impact. These are your big rocks, the non-negotiables that you commit to accomplishing no matter what. By focusing on these priorities first, you ensure that your most important work gets done, even if unexpected challenges arise later. Technology can be both a help and a hindrance to prioritization. Tools like task management apps, calendars, and reminders can help you stay organized and focused, but they can also create a false sense of productivity. Just because something is checked off your to-do list doesn't mean it was a high priority task. Be mindful of the difference between activity and achievement. Prioritization is not about doing more, it's about doing what truly matters. Another critical aspect of prioritization is reflection. At the end of each day or week, take time to evaluate how you spent your time. Did your actions align with your priorities? Were there distractions or low-value tasks that could have been eliminated? Reflection helps you refine your approach and improve your ability to prioritize in the future. It's not about perfection, it's about progress and continuous learning. One of the challenges of prioritization is dealing with uncertainty. Sometimes it's hard to know what the most important task is. In these situations, start by taking a step back. Revisit your goals and values. Consider the potential long-term impact of each option. And if you're still unsure, take action. Even if you don't choose perfectly, taking deliberate action builds momentum and clarity. Inaction, on the other hand, only breeds stress and stagnation. Prioritization also involves balancing different areas of your life. Work, health, relationships, personal growth, all of these are important, but they can't all be your top priority at the same time. This is where seasons of life come into play. Sometimes your career may take precedence, other times your family or health may be your primary focus. The key is to recognize what matters most in the present moment and align your actions accordingly. Ultimately, prioritization is about alignment, aligning your time, energy, and actions with your values and goals. It's about living intentionally rather than actively. When you master the art of prioritization, you stop spinning your wheels on tasks that don't matter, and you start making meaningful progress toward the life you want to create. Remember, prioritization is not a one-time decision, it's a daily practice. It requires clarity, discipline, and courage, the courage to let go of the trivial so you can fully commit to the significant. But the rewards are worth it. When you prioritize effectively, you gain control over your time, make a greater impact, and experience the fulfillment of knowing you're focusing on what truly matters. In life, success isn't just about effort, it's about focus. It's not about how much you do, but about doing what truly matters. Most people fail not because they lack ambition or drive, but because they major in minor things, pouring time and energy into tasks that yield little return. To break free from this trap, you must develop clarity, master prioritization, and leverage the resources available to you. Your mind sets the foundation for everything. The way you think determines how you respond to challenges, how resilient you are in the face of setbacks, and how boldly you pursue your goals. By cultivating a growth mindset and aligning your actions with your highest priorities, you unlock a level of potential that can transform your life. Time is your most valuable asset, and distractions are its greatest enemy. In a world overloaded with noise and demands, the ability to focus on what truly matters has become a superpower. Guard your attention fiercely, invest your energy in high-impact activities, and don't be afraid to say no to what doesn't serve your vision. Success doesn't come from chasing every opportunity or working harder at the wrong things. It comes from clarity, intention, and the courage to simplify your life so you can focus on what will move the needle. Leverage amplifies effort, and prioritization ensures that effort is directed where it counts the most. As you move forward, remember this: the life you dream of isn't created by chance, it's created by choice. Choose to focus on what matters. Choose to invest your energy in the activities, relationships, and goals that align with your purpose. Choose to let go of the trivial so you can fully embrace the significant. When you do, you'll discover that the extraordinary life you've always envisioned is well within your reach.